When we booked our trip to Turkey, we never imagined we'd be travelling while a neighbouring country was at war. We had so many people asking if we were still going to go and whether we should cancel our trip altogether. So throughout this vlog, I wanted to share what it was actually like travelling through Turkey during that time. Today, we're leaving Kütahya behind and making our way to Antalya, Finike, and finally Didim.
Stopping for snacks.
After stocking up on road trip snacks, we settled in for another long drive south. One thing I loved about the road trips through Turkey was how the scenery changed. Every couple of hours felt like we were driving through a completely different part of the country. I also had plenty of time to work on my knitting. I'd packed it, thinking I might get a chance here and there, but it turns out spending hours in the car is actually perfect for knitting. We arrived in Antalya just in time to wander around the harbour that evening with Khalil's friend Baran. We headed out for breakfast the next morning. Considering everything we were seeing in the news back home, Antalya felt surprisingly normal. We are off to Baran. What's his wife's name?
Ayça.
And to see her little baby as well. Their little baby, I should say. Should be fun. One of the highlights of Antalya was catching up with Baran, Ayça, and little Pera. Baran showed us around to some of their favourite places, and I completely fell in love with the city. Between the dramatic cliffs looking over the Mediterranean, tiny bakeries, beaches, and the endless street cats, there was something beautiful around every corner. We also happened to visit while the city was celebrating, so there was such a fun atmosphere everywhere we went.
O iyi de parası da oldukça.
We spent the day exploring more of the city, including one of Antalya's waterfalls, before visiting Ayça''s parents. I wasn't expecting Antalya's coastline to look like this. The water and dramatic cliffs honestly reminded me of the Greek islands. One of the coolest parts was taking an elevator built into the cliffs down to the beach below and then back up once we were finished. Feeling very average, both of us. Ellie was organizing a ride share. Literally sitting cross-legged. We had a good time in Antalya. It was very full on. We were doing something every day, which I didn't mind because our hotel room was not the vibes. But excited to go to where we're going, Finike, which is 2.5 hour drive from here. We're going to see his family, like stay together, hopefully just spend most of the time at the beach, which I'm excited about. Anyway, check in around the road. I keep forgetting to look at the camera and keep looking at myself. I mean, why wouldn't I want to anyway? I am just like you. Have anything you want to say?
No, get well soon.
Evet. Yeah, that's not good. I'm wondering if you could have conjunctivitis or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
An eye infection.
Yeah, we can have a look into that.
Yeah.
My cousin's husband is health worker.
Yeah. Stop touching them. Also, I have eye drops in my bag, like just here if you need some on the way. Anyway, bye. After a few days in Antalya, it was time to continue towards Finike. I'd also discovered that I'd somehow managed to knit my headband way too tightly. Again. So it was time to unravel it and start it again. Thankfully, the drive made up for it. We passed through incredible mountain roads, canyons, and some of the most beautiful scenery I'd seen so far. The day after arriving in Finike, we spent some time at the beach with Khalil's family. This was such a beautiful pebbly beach. After this, we headed off to explore somewhere I'd really been looking forward to visit. This is Olympus, an ancient lichen city that's over 2,000 years old. What I loved most was how nature was slowly reclaiming the ruins, trees growing in between the ancient stones, rivers running straight through the middle of the city. It feels less like an archaeological site and more like you're discovering a lost civilization. From Olympus, we drove to Adrasan, another gorgeous little coastal town with crystal clear water and mountains surrounding the bay. I keep forgetting to film myself talking. But Khalil's going to show me a spot where he used to camp after hitchhiking in, where are we?
Adrasan.
Adrasan. So, I'll show you some videos.
Yeah.
Brother, get out of the way. The people and the animals here have a death wish.
Yeah, they are used to be in the way. We are going to our summer house in Didim. And it's Bayram today. Kurban Bayram.
We're driving 6 hours.
Yeah. Maida's gonna drive a bit and I will drive the rest of the way.
Nice. Before long, we stopped to enjoy one of the favorite Turkish roadside snacks, freshly roasted corn, next to a beautiful waterfall before continuing to Didim. As we continued our road trip, it was impossible to completely ignore everything happening in the region. It definitely became a topic of conversation throughout our trip, but life in the places we visited carried on as normal, and we continued making our way towards the coast.
Haftalık. Yani aylık 3200.
The day after we arrived in Didim, we explored the beaches and the waterfront. Compared to Antalya, it felt much quieter and more relaxed, which made it the perfect place to slow down for a little while. And because I was in Turkey, I couldn't leave without having my fortune told. What made it even more special was it was my sister-in-law that did it. Looking back now, so many people have asked us whether we should have cancelled this trip. For us personally, the answer was no. We're glad we came and made so many new memories.